Want to be part of society, but we must be true to ourselves. And that takes practice and faith and employing the powers of nature, the ferocious powers of nature, making friends with them. Hello, welcome back as we continue our deep dive into astrology, 2 degrees at a time. Today we're looking at Aquarius Leo17. The opposite signs on the wheel, they give us insight, symbolism, truth, psychological profiling, the storylines of each, and they mirror each other. They give a depth of information for the other side, and the energy is available on both sides. Thank you so very much for being here. Without further ado, let's get into Leo 17. A volunteer church choir makes a social event of a rehearsal. As people tend to look beyond shadows, lights begin to come out of their eyes. Elaborate polyphonic music, which seems to come from many places at once. Elegant black ladies sitting on a porch and fanning themselves. A giant squid sleeping in the ocean depths. The stone here is gold or honey calcite, and both stones will be in the description if you'd like to take a closer look. Gold calcite encourages responsibility and leadership, correct use of power. It boosts our confidence, self-worth, our courage. It aids in overcoming obstacles, helpful when learning new skills and developing new talents. Yesterday we had the impulse of life just coming out, bursting forth. Here we have a coming together of people in society creating an event out of singing, so choirs, and transcending the everyday, the mundane, into something that feels transcendental, that feels spiritual, uplifting. That is on the surface. So let's talk about the squid and the ladies fanning themselves. One of the primary messages here is that the surface, it is an exterior, like a wrapping on a mummy. Deep within each of us, we have our intuition. We have our core self, and that's the squid at the bottom of the ocean. And when we retreat within, however we choose to do it, whether it is through a creative act, where every day we paint for a while, or every day we write for a while, it allows us to go in and be replenished by the Eternal Mother, which is the ladies fanning themselves on the porch. They're true to themselves. They're out in the open. They're out in society. Elegant black ladies sitting on a porch and fanning themselves. So they're socializing like the church choir, but they are the embodiment of the Eternal Mother, the Eternal Cosmic Mother, and they're true to themselves by tapping inwardly often and retreating into their dream world, their intuition. Within each of us, there are no boundaries. There are no boundaries. And being in society, especially if we're incredibly creative, the need to keep tapping back in so that we have the nourishment and the will to be amongst people, be in the world, but not really of it. The ladies are hidden in their refinement, but they're true to themselves. The squid is happy with itself. It's deep. It can do whatever it wants. The squid is at the bottom of the ocean. So even though there's all this turbulence up above, a shipwreck, a storm, by the time it gets all the way down to the bottom, it's just a gentle wave. So it's embracing the dream world, it's embracing our creative world, our intuitive world, to give us the nourishment we need to be in the daylight. So religion here is a way of idealizing everyday life. It's to feed a need within us that is longing for that, a togetherness. But the key here is to tap in, stay true to ourselves, while being part of society. That's the trick. That's the trick. You may have a feeling of alienation, like you're an alien. You may be very different. So instead of feeling like a quote-unquote alien, just know that you're uniquely you. We're each meant to be uniquely what we came here to be. Be in the choir singing your song. So fanning the flames of our truth as we sing our individual song in the choir. A choir is interesting because it has different parts. There's an alto, there's a soprano, there's all these different parts, and they come together and they make this beautiful music. That's the ideal, that we're meant to be true to ourselves. Let's take a look at Aquarius 17. A watchdog standing guard, protecting his master and his possessions. An old woman drying herbs. In the distance, a smoldering mountain. Carvings of ferocious dogs with wings at the entrance to a temple. At noon, a woman looks directly overhead at the sun, which seems to be blazing white. The stone here is tiger's eye. It speaks to the root and sacral chakras. It fortifies our blood, balances the endocrine system, helps if we're feeling sluggish. It brings motivation, speedy metabolism, gives us confidence, strength, and grounding. Yesterday we were talking about big business. Here we're talking about how to stay safe in a world that encourages big business. The watchdog is us. We're supposed to be watchguarding ourselves. The more creative we are, the more diligent we need to be in this regard. When I was looking up the tiger's eye stone, first I just typed in tiger's eye, and to look at a tiger who is ferocious is worth maybe taking a look at. If you're watching this video, if you've gotten this far, hello, thank you, subscribe, give me a like. We're meant to be that ferocious in protecting our uniqueness, our creativity. So on the one hand, it is someone who could be a watchdog, a security guard, someone who is ferocious and will do anything to protect its owner and his possessions. But at the metaphysical level, we are that. Also, another level is that within each of us is the whole of nature. We are one form of expression of it, but if we embrace the fact that our intuition is everything, that we are connected to everything, within us are guardians that we can employ, quote unquote, employ, to protect us, watch our back. The more we travel into astral travel, dream world, the dreamier we are, the more creative we are, the more important this is, for two reasons. One is to protect us. Two, if we make friends with the ferocious ones that can protect us, like a guardian tiger, a guardian lion, a guardian hawk, you name it, whatever it is for you, and it can be different on different days, it certainly is for me, then it helps us bring forth that creative energy, and it helps us in our work, our creative endeavors, whatever they may be. So it's many levels. In a world where we're told theoretically that we can lead a private life, yet we all know we're watched all the time, more so than most of us have any idea, but whatever, God is always watching, and that's how I have come to terms with it. And so if you know that your highest self, your spirit self, all that is always watching, because it's part of us, it's like a camera always going, that's where the Akashic records come from. It is watching us all the time. You pay attention to what you say. You pay attention to what you do. And you don't care what's watching you outwardly because you keep yourself in check. You watch guard your own behavior. You know that God is always there protecting you. The tiger's always there protecting you. This is a degree where we want to be part of society, but we must be true to ourselves. And that takes practice and faith and employing the powers of nature, the ferocious powers of nature, making friends with them. The woman drying herbs, she's doing her own thing. She's drying those herbs for a special reason. Maybe for medicine, maybe for magic, maybe for cooking. It doesn't matter. It's her own thing. Yet she also wants to be accessible to other people, so she may sell those herbs. It's finding a way to be part of society, yet completely individual. And accepted in society, but as our true self. That's what Aquarius is, to me. What is it to you? I would love to hear your opinion. What do you think the Age of Aquarius is? I should have asked it yesterday, but I'm asking it today. Leave a comment. This is someone who works alone, is comfortable working alone, but part of society, yet a loner. But you may not even realize it because they're so quiet and adept at moving about in a way that they can go anywhere. They're always prepared. They're always thinking ahead. It's because they listen to the tiger, okay? They listen to God, whatever the high spirit is. Anytime we get an urging, someone with this degree strong, they do everything they can to put that into practice because they're being guided by the whole of the universe. And they know the more they do that, the more help they get. Their life goes smoother. They're more prepared for whatever happens to come up. They seem to always get through whatever quote-unquote obstacle course may be. It just doesn't even become an issue. It's just like walking smoothly through, like the squid at the bottom of the ocean. They're unperturbed by anything. A keen eye, incredibly patient, and that patience comes from all that power that builds over time, that is always there. They always know it is always there, and a calmness. So that's what I have for you today. Give me a like if you're enjoying this. Subscribe if you're interested in more podcasts like this. Leave a comment, and take care till next time.